Alright guys, it's another week down, another Wednesday, another Masterverse unboxing. It's been a long weekend. Ordering more stuff, getting more stuff in. Trying to get everything done. At the same time, I'm not sure if I can finish my NECA Gargoyles collection, so I might sell most of it. Maybe just keep a couple characters. NECA does great work. I love them as a company, but I hate them as a company as they don't normally finish the IPs. I think right now the biggest IP that they have that they've continually put work in is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And with the Gargoyles IP, they put out a limited number of Lexingtons, a limited number of Elisas. Now you can't find a Lexington, and the Elisa is literally up to over $100. It's insane. However, if I downgrade, I will have extra room and can probably do a Venom shelf. Possibly. Things to look into. So as a child, my collections for toys was definitely G.I. Joe, Transformers. For a time I did do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but He-Man was one of my bigger collections after Transformers and G.I. Joe. So was Thunderhawks or Thundercats. I think. Well, okay, so I would put Mask above Thundercats. I definitely had more Mask toys than I did Thundercats. I had a lot of Legos. I think my biggest collection was G.I. Joe. Speaking of which, they just did London. Did name drops for up and coming classifieds. The 2-pack of Taurus and Red Dog. The last 2 Renegades. Can't wait for that. Ninja Force Zartan, which I know a few people were big fans of it. I wasn't. Zanya, Zartan's daughter, which, again, I'm honestly excited for that one. They also revealed 3 new retro line, which technically isn't a retro line, but technically is. So they have Night Force Crazy Legs, but they haven't made an actual regular Classifieds Crazy Legs, but now they're doing the retro Crazy Legs. They have never been a female Crimson Guard. Action figure, that is. Original, not one, or classified, but now we're having a retro, which I kind of like because it's the old school silver emblem. And again, we're getting retro Zap. But we didn't get a regular classified Zap. So I'm definitely getting Zap and the Crimson Guard. And of course, I missed one name only, and that was Hydro Viper. So definitely getting Red Dog and Taurus, the two pack. Definitely getting Zanya, and definitely Hydro Viper. Can't wait to see how all 3 looks, or all 4 technically. I hope to make Zanya a bit smaller, as G.I. Joe, I believe, is 6 inches. 6 inches. Hopefully they can do a 5-inch for her. She is a bit smaller than the other characters. Bit of a more aggressive than her father. Definitely has the strategicness of her father. Can't wait to see how all these turn out. We also know Flash is coming sometime this year. We also know the Thunder Machine is coming sometime this year with Thrasher. G.I. Joe is hitting it on the mark. Truthfully, so is Masterverse. So we got new Eternium Manny faces. So the actor portrayal, Death, not sure what that is. And then of course the robot, his normal, and the monster face. This one came with Sorceress, Pigman, and Shadow Weaver. It's an interesting color palette. not my favorite. He doesn't look like the original. But I can honestly live with it. Mechanic, New Eternia Mechanic. So you can actually use some of his parts on the weapon to extend it or extend his head. So the Manny faces, the original toy is you turn this on top of his head, which now you can actually connect the gun to turn it. And it has all three faces, one on, I guess, one in front and two on the side, sort of. Comes with the 2 extra arm piece and 3 other faces. Mechanic comes with a shield and a mace. So the original toy, you turn the waist and the head would shoot up. Unfortunately, this one is just build a neck. But it's pretty cool because you can kind of make the neck, I guess, do certain angles that the toy couldn't. Been wanting to do these 2 figures. Technically, I've been wanting to do all of the Masterverse figures. We're almost done with Heroes. Take a small break. Probably open up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then get into the Evil Horde. And wait for more heroes to appear. So I think when it's all said and done, I'll have 3 or 4 slots for characters. I know I want Extendor and I want Real Blast. Anything after that, we'll see what happens. The Evil Horde is still coming out, so I can't wait to see how that shelf fills out. So let's get into it. Thankfully, we're all finished with this, but you can see in there can take off all the helmet. You can see 3 heads, and you can replace them with any one of these. Now that's the idea. If you can actually get them out. It's crazy that they have a skeleton. So again, the face has a skeleton on top. So the original, this thing was pretty It was pretty solid. You can turn it by hand. But it's supposed to be with the gun. And then the backpack comes with those. Put it in the holes, hopefully. He's kind of top heavy with that thing on. Meck is quite up to me. So he comes with the mace, the shield, 2 extra hands for necks and the character. So he does look a little bit thinner. Same problem with a lot of the Masterverse figures, with the foot, which sucks. That is pretty cool. I don't know if he will fit that way. So the shield can actually be placed in there as well. It's not really a great fit. I think we'll just keep you like that. Not bad. I do like the thinner frame because you don't have to hide most of the mechanism. I like that you can kind of control how high the neck goes. I'm not a huge fan of this color, but I mean, it sort of works. It's getting to be pretty good. So we have Battle Cat, Tila, He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Stratos, Ram-Man, Many-Faces, Buzz-Off, Meck, Fisto will be going right here, Cyclone, Roboto, leaving this open, Spout, well, yeah, the two back here will be Spout and Mossman, leaving this open and then leaving that open. Kind of like how that is looking. Everything's kind of taking shape. The Horde is ready to go, sort of. Still waiting on a lot more characters. Then, of course, this Friday we open up the Cobra Classified Hiss Officer Range Viper Infantry 3-pack. We got a ton of new G.I. Joe Classifieds that came in. Still waiting on the Legacy Police Officer and the Ghost Viper have both been shipped, so still waiting on them. Got a few more things coming in. But yeah, things are kind of getting there. Can't wait to see how this looks. If it looks as great as that. So guys, let me know what you think. I'm pretty happy with pretty much all of them so far. Yes, Sorceress brought in live action Dolph Lundgren. And like I said, we only got a couple left. Next week's Guy Cloned Fisto. The week after that, the 3-pack of Roboto, Mossman, and Spout. And then we'll be finished with the heroes for now. Then probably take a little break and start opening up the Super 7 of villains. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Before that, before the Masterverse. Before Turtles, though, maybe open up the 3-pack of NECA Dungeons and Dragons villains. hopefully decide if I want to keep the gargoyles. If not, turtles are going to move in front. And we're going to put Mask up there. Mobile Armored Strike Command. So growing up, I definitely had Silverhawks, Thundercats, a lot of He-Man. Like I said, my major thing was G.I. Joe, Star Wars. I did have just the 4 turtles. It's weird that I don't have any of the turtles. I did have a couple cops. Central Organization of Police Specialists. I had a lot of Transformers. Honestly, I can't think of... I did have figures from certain collections which I'm trying to get back. Like, I remember having Warlock, Black Star, and Overlord from the Black Star series. I never had Brave Star, but always wanted Tex Hex. Never had Centurions, but I love Doc Terror as a villain. Never had Street Sharks. I don't know, what toys did you guys have growing up? How many of you guys remember which heroes and villains for He-Man you guys had? Now, I know the villains I had Skeletor, I had Fakor, Beastman, Evelyn, Merman, Trapjaw, Triclops, Cobra Khan, Webstar, Stinkor, Jujutsu, Clawful, Whiplash, and Too Bad. I am grateful that I finally got Scarecrow, which is one of the characters I actually wanted when it came out, but never got. And finally I got Ninja. I do remember Teela, He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Stratos, Buzzoff, Ram-Man, Manny Faces, Meck. I remember Fisto. I remember Skyclone, Roboto, Mossman. I remember Extendor. I never had Stout Spout. I've never had Sorceress. I'm not a huge Clamp fan. So I've never had him. And the biggest thing for me was that if you look at all the characters, each one is pretty specific to having a specific power. Manny Faces, of course, had the head turn. Ram-Man had the springs in his legs. Mechaneck, the neck could go up. Extendor all his body parts can extend. Fisto, giant fist for a hand. Roboto was a robot. Cyclone, I didn't think he was a robot, but he could create cyclones. Stratos and Buzzoff both could fly. Clamptrap was just a normal character. His biggest thing to fame was his weapon, which anybody could use. I mean, imagine if Fisto took Clamptramp's weapon, had it on that arm, he would have 2 weapons. And Clamptrap would have none. Real Blast, his whole body was a weapon. Snout Spout literally was... Well, honestly, we don't know what Snout Spout was. It was supposed to be, I guess, some says it's a human being with a robotic helmet, elephant head. But the fact that he could spray water, I always thought it was an elephant man. So, I mean, if it is just a helmet, then it kind of sucks. He is like Clamptrap, where somebody takes your helmet and can use it. But I think that was one of the coolest things about the Masterverse characters, is each had their own things. Like, Teela and Man-at-Arms never needed special gimmicks, because Man-at-Arms was the special gimmick, and Teela was the captain of the Royal Guard. So she literally had an army behind of her, besides the Masters. Even the Horde characters have specific weapons to each character. I do love Zodiac as a character, but that was because in the mini comics he was the champion of the galaxy. Basically a pro wrestler that was took all the belts and was the ultimate Universal champion. However, they have changed his background quite a bit. But yes, I do like more of the characters that have their own gimmicks that make them stand out. Anyway, guys, hope you like this level up. Hope you like the unboxing. Hope you like the characters. Truthfully, out of all the heroes at the moment, I think Buzzoff is my least favorite so far. And I mean, it's a humanoid bee, so that's saying a lot, especially with that mask. Like I said, stay tuned to on Friday for the G.I. Joe level up. We're again getting there. Like I said, before we start, we're taking a little break. We did the porta potties. We did the Cobra Claw. This week we're doing that. Then we do have a third for this, however. And that is the Desert Scorpion. So definitely well, definitely have to wait and see. Hydro Viper will be all the way in the back. I think I'm going to put the female Crimson Guard up front. We did get in our Retro Televiper, which will be behind of that Televiper. Definitely need to get some ninjas. Finish the bats. The Alley Vipers. The Jungle and Desert Vipers. So the Desert Scorpion's going to be in the back, Range Viper up front, Grim Viper second. Hopefully they come out with another desert character or the Rock Viper. Then the specialty characters will be next, which will be the Saw Viper. Definitely do the Frag Viper. Will be next to it. And of course the Mole Rat will be in the back of the chemicals character, environmental character. And the Iron Grenadier and Grenadier Bat should take up the 2 spots there. So as there's not a lot that's out, but as they come out, we'll be filling the bottom row with Cobra Troopers. So this will definitely take a little time to be full. And then hopefully we take a break from Cobra. Hold off on that and try and do maybe G.I. Joe. Or maybe start Star Wars. We'll see. Time's just flying by. We're going to end G.I. Joe, though, with the Dreadnoks. And hopefully by that time we have the Thunder Machine. We'll have Zanya. Hopefully. And we'll see who else comes out for the Dreadnoks. Hopefully Zanzibar. Hopefully all of the Dreadnoks. That would be pretty frightening. And before the Dreadnoughts, definitely gonna do those. Like I said, things are slowly getting done. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, stay tuned. Lots of things coming. Got 4 mailboxes to do so far. Like I said, lots of things coming. Maybe 5 mailboxes. We'll see. Take care. Stay tuned. Talk to you guys soon. Be safe. Aloha.